A woman in the Comox Valley says she's still rattled after having a close encounter with a bear. The animal was taking an evening stroll in her Courtenay neighborhood and says it didn't show any sign of any fear of humans. The woman became concerned for her children, for seniors, and for pets in the area, so she called the RCMP, who directed her to phone BC's wildlife conflict line. But as A News reporter Gord Kurbis shows us, she says she is less than impressed with the response.
Like, basically, the back of his shoulders would have been almost even with his headlights.
Tricia Davis has seen bears before, but she's never been as close to one as she was on Monday night, right at the end of her Courtenay driveway.
Sitting in a chair behind me here, looking down a steep driveway, my eyes were still level with his back. And I've been around bears. It wasn't a year-old bear.
Davis says it was around 9:30 when a large bear lumbered up the sidewalk along 6th Street East with no fear of humans. That's despite the fact noise was being made to chase it away.
For a bear to be walking through a neighborhood with no fear was very concerning for me, so I wanted to call conservation and just let them know that there was a bear in the area.
It was huge.
Greg Watchman also saw the bear and says it was waist high, and he estimates it was over 600 pounds or 272 kilograms.
You know, he's wandering down the street like he owns the place. And he was using the sidewalk at least. I mean, that was kind of nice of him.
Davis was concerned for her 2 young children as well as animals and seniors in the neighborhood. Both she and Watchman were thankful RCMP responded promptly to their calls.
The lady, I guess, ran into the police officer down at the end of the street, and she says, I kind of ushered this bear into somebody's backyard. I just about nudged the bear with my car and honked the horn, revved the engine.
Police arrived and did an extensive search, but the bear had left. RCMP told Davis to report it to BC's wildlife contact line. When she did, she said the operator didn't seem too concerned about the problem.
She said basically they categorize it as to what's dangerous, what's not. And to me, with little kids and little dogs in the area, what's dangerous, when does it make it dangerous? When it actually eats the little kid or the dog, or when it's walking down the street without any fear?
Even though that call into the Ministry of Environment's hotline didn't result in the type of service Davis thought she should have received, the call likely did serve a purpose. According to the executive director of BearSmart, all calls are logged and help the group gather important information about the movements of bears. When we checked with the Ministry of Environment about Davis's concerns, we were informed their call center receives tens of thousands of calls each year. They couldn't speculate on whether or not her call was handled properly until they receive a formal complaint. At this point, Davis is more concerned about whether or not that bear will be making any return visits. In Courtenay, Gord Kurbis, A News.